rulers, but it has taken too long to just want to invoke deities now at this time. Now, a retired police officer is talking here. I lost my leg, that is him. Yes, chasing a thief. Now my family lives like beggars. And June 12, rescue Oyo pupils, other kidnapped victims, protesters tell Tinubu. And of course, we will bring you more stories, more headlines, details of these stories after this short timeout. Please stay with us.
Conversation.
The program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan, and of course, yes, 96.3 FM Okeogun and 92.1 FM Adelete networking. Now, details of those stories that I read just now, and yes, we'll start with the Oluyole abductees. Governor Makinde has said the government is pursuing every lead to free the abductees. And well, like I said, I've been saying since all these years, all these months rather, beg your pardon, this is the 27th day. Yes, 27th. Well, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has assured families of the abducted pupils and teachers of Community High School Awuru Esiele and Baptist High School Yawota in Orire local government area that his administration remains committed to securing their safe release. Makinde gave the assurance in his latest Business of Governance newsletter released on Friday as the victims marked 27 days in captivity. The governor acknowledged the pain and frustration of the affected families, noting that repeated assurances from government may appear hollow given the prolonged nature of the ordeal. And well, Governor Makinde admitted that he had repeatedly promised that victims would be released safely, but insisted that the commitment of the government had not waned. Let me just quote him now here. I know that many times I have said we will get them home safely, but I also know that having heard these words so often without seeing that outcome yet, they may now sound hollow or empty. Please trust that they are not. We are doing everything within our powers to bring them home safely, he stated. Yes, the governor is appealing to those affected, but, well, yes, he admitted that the pains and frustration, yes, of the affected families and the trauma those students, those pupils, the principal, those teachers are facing in that bush, that forest, with heavy mosquitoes, in quote, heavy mosquitoes, dangerous ants, insects, inside the rain, sun. Wow, it is very disheartening. It is very disheartening. But well, we know that government is taking steps alongside security agencies. Yes, we know they are, and we hope that the government will take all the leads to free the abductees. It is getting too long. 27 months. 27 weeks now. Days, I believe. 27 days, I believe. Well, yes, we hope all goes well with this matter. And well, your commissioner, I think it is the commissioner for, yes, our Oga here, the Oyo State Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Oyelade, dismissed claims that operatives of the Oyo State Security Network Agency, codenamed Amotekun Corps, were killed during ongoing efforts to rescue the abducted pupils and teachers in Oluyole local government area of the state. Prince Oyelade, in a statement issued on Friday, accused opposition politicians of twisting remarks made by Governor Seyi Makinde regarding casualties recorded by the security outfit since its establishment. He said Governor Makinde, in keeping with his commitment to transparency and accountability, recently disclosed that about 200 Amotekun personnel had died in the 6 years since the Corps was established. And according to the commissioner, some opposition elements deliberately misrepresented the governor's statement to suggest that the deaths occurred during the recent kidnapping incident in Oluyole. For the opposition to turn the statistics on its head is nothing but cheap politics. Amotekun has not lost a single operative in the Oluyole kidnapping incident. The only casualty recorded was a personnel who sustained injuries and is currently recuperating, he said. Well, I want to thank our Commissioner for Information, Prince Dr. Oyelade, for that clarification. Yes, for that clarification. Talking about the Oluyole abductions and during ways to along the line, during ways to rescue that some Amotekun Corps members were killed. He has made the clarification now. No one was killed. Well, now talking about the exclusive, that is talking about the suspects that opened up, talking about how they planned Adelabu's sisters and her twins kidnap. And well, I think the story is on page 2 of the Tribune. And yes, it says, yes, there are some gory pictures here that I'm seeing. That is a Oloro left a picture and solution. Those that were arrested. Yes, they were arrested. These people, they do not look like Fulanis or Fulani bandits or Boko Haram terrorists. These are, I think, Yoruba and one Igbo guy. Now, before his arrest by the operatives of the Force Intelligence Department Intelligence Response Team, FIDIRT, and other tactical teams in Oyo State, Police Command Segun Balogun, also known as Alawaye, was known among other drivers at the motor park in Iwo Road, area of Ibadan, Oyo State, where he used to convey passengers to their destinations. Unknown to many, he decided to choose another route to make money. He applied his driving skill to conveying members of a kidnap gang and he joined to their operations and taking the victims to the safe house prepared for them. This he hid very well until the gang's cup became full. Alawaye is among the suspects arrested for their alleged involvement in the kidnap of the former Minister of Power, Chief Adelabu's sister, Mrs. Olaide Busayo Adigoke, John Paul, and her twin sons. Segun confessed to how he took the gang leader Adewale Abolaniwa, also known as Oloro, to the house where Adelabu's extended family members reside in preparation for the kidnap carried out on June 3. And Segun and one of the men working with a politician revealed how he was approached by Oloro for the kidnap of the woman and her twin children. And it will be recalled that the kidnapped victims were rescued last Saturday from where they were held hostage at Lako community on Ayegun Olumi Road, Ibadan, by police operatives following the directive of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Rilwan Disu. Well, that is what some of the details that Oloro is giving and they were also arrested. Well, we had that before Adewale Abolaniwa and Dali Uyidele, also known as Solution, and they will. According to police sources, the plan to kidnap the twins started on May 5. They mounted surveillance on the compound where the twins live and on the conveyance of the children to and from school. Okay, that is the kidnappers that kidnapped the sister of Mr. Bayo Adelabu and her twin sons. They are given how they planned. Yes, how they planned the kidnap, and they linked it to some politicians. Yes, suspect speaks on their links with governorship aspirants.
So what's that all about? Did they mention the aspirants and what kind of links did they have?
They did not. They did not.
In any case, the police has absolved the governorship candidates of the APC in Oyo State for the 2027 Juba elections. Chief Sarafadin Abiodun Ali, I think they've absolved him of any involvement. Investigations revealed that he had nothing to do with it, according to the police. So, well, guys, I think that during diligence investigation, whichever governorship aspirant is involved, or maybe the links they are talking about is that they are actually boys. Some of those governorship aspirants. You know, like, well, the defense that former Senate President Bukola Saraki put up for himself in Kwara State, regarding the offer, that's bloody offer robbery some years ago, where his name was said to have been mentioned, but then, yes, those boys could have been some of them political boys, but then he did not send them to go and commit crime, to go and kill people, according to him, and that's what the police are also saying, the outcome of their investigations. But the Kwara State government decided to open up the case again of recent, and the camp of Senator Saraki is seeing this as political vendetta, and Senator Saraki has said that he will indeed defend himself in court against any campaign of calumny. Well, wait and see whatever else revelations we will be getting from this Ibadan kidnapping, the Adelabu matter in the days ahead.
And well, our governor, Sheyi Makinde, yes, he has appealed to those parents that are affected by the pupils and students and parents and families of those abducted in Oluyole local government, for people to just give the government and security agencies a little more time, that these suspects, the abductees, will be freed. Yes.
Said they are pursuing every lead.
Yes, every lead. And remember, it is the 27th day now. The 27th day.
And the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dr. Ila, they made some clarifications.
Yes, I read that earlier, that no Amotekun Corps member died during the one of the attempts to free the.
And the reason he had to come up with that clarification, he said some opposition politicians were saying that regarding Governor Sheyi Makinde's recent statement that 200 Amotekun personnel have passed since the Amotekun was launched in Oyo State, and the commissioner was trying to say that what the government meant was that it's not only the theater of operations against criminals that these Amotekun personnel have died. He said some of them have died due to illness, some due to natural causes. And some of them indeed in action against criminals. But he said the politicians are making it to look as if those 200 died in the operation. That is not the situation.
Well, the Obas are talking again, and well, I don't know. I believe it is long overdue. What I am seeing, this story that I'm seeing from the Punch newspapers here, traditional rulers in Yoruba land are considering invoking ancestral deities and deploying other indigenous spiritual mechanisms to combat terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and other violent crimes. Saudi Punch has learned. The development comes amid persistent insecurity across the southwest, where communities continue to grapple with rising cases of abductions and violent attacks. And some of the monarchs who spoke with Saudi Punch on Thursday and Friday said the move was being considered as a complementary measure to support conventional security efforts against terrorists, bandits and kidnappers operating in the region. Well, if that is the case, they are trying to consider, they are considering, it is, in my opinion, it is well too late. I'm not saying they should not, but it is too late at this point.
But this one, Bimbo, talking about after years in the bush, 720 ex-Boko Haram fighters returned to Borno communities. 720 former insurgents alongside 992 spouses and 2,050 children have returned to their communities in Borno State after completing rehabilitation and skills training programs under the state's non-kinetic approach to counter-insurgency. The beneficiaries, classified as batch 9 low-risk clients, were reintegrated during a ceremony held on Friday at the Arch Camp in Maiduguri. Our special advisor to Governor Babagana Zulum on security and member of the De-Radicalization, Rehabilitation and Reintegration Committee, Brigadier General Abdullahi Ishaq said the returnees had surrendered to troops and passed through disarmament, rehabilitation and vocational training before their release.
Like you always say, reintegration, those that had killed people, that have maimed people, that have made families miserable, you are now integrating them into the society without serving any term.
You know, Bimbo, if they are repentant, and it's good to rehabilitate and train them in vocational skills, but that should have been done behind prison walls.
Yes.
Let them serve their, even the religion stipulates that you must be punished for your sin. So they should receive their punishment. The fact that yes, Almighty Allah, God Almighty forgives, but then that thought is that you don't be punished duly for your sins. So like I said, that rehabilitation should have been done behind prison walls. It should have been done for the period of time that they'll be serving their various jail sentences for the offenses they committed. Like you said, like also said, Bimbo, they are being rehabilitated in the best of conditions, in the best training camps, vocational training camps, where they'll be eating the best of food, where the best of clothes, while their victims languish in IDP camps, in utter penury, while the wives of their spouses are also considered for that vocational training, while the wives of those they have killed, while the wives of their victims give birth in pit toilets in the IDP camps, and the government will continue to say they do not have enough resources to take care of those in the IDP camps, but you have enough to take care of criminals. And reintegrating them into the communities. How happy will those communities be to see them back, to have them in their midst? You did not carry along those communities, from what I'm reading here. You did not carry along the community leaders. There was no elaborate sitting down with them. You just said, okay, you've taken criminals, you caught criminals, you've gone to treat them in vocational skills, they've learned to be good boys, and then you force them down the throat of those communities again. Well, it's northern Nigeria. They can be a bit docile when it comes to certain things. I know the only things that usually motivates them to violence up there is religion. So if it was to be here, Bimbo, I'm sure many of those communities, people will kick against that kind of idea. Why are you bringing Odano back into our community?
Yes.
And so they will feel better if they knew that they had indeed gone to prison, and they will now be the ones begging to be allowed back, to be accepted back into their communities. And 720 at a go, Bimbo, I'm not very sure that all of them are truly repentant. So like I said, it's like bringing a poisonous snake into a cobra into your house and persuading it not to bite, like I always say.
Yes, Kwara again, Kwara communities. Yes, some Kwara communities have been attacked by some bandits, and they abducted some villagers. That is during fresh attacks. And one person was reportedly killed, while some others were abducted in Ga Ala and Ga Ukiaba communities in Isin local government area of Kwara State, following coordinated attacks by bandits. And the attack, which reportedly extended to Famole town in Ifelodun local government area of the state, occurred simultaneously around 10 p.m. on Thursday. The Kwara State Commissioner of Police, Adekemi Ujo, confirmed the incident to journalists on Friday, saying security operatives had launched efforts to rescue the victims and apprehend the attackers.
Now, if these brazen attacks in Kwara and Kogi keep taking the same pattern and keep recurring within the short space of each attack, keep recurring intermittently, I want to believe that those criminals, those bandits are not in hiding. I want to believe that they are actually within those communities, within close proximity to those communities. Well, I'm not a security expert, Bimbo, but then I'm wondering why it's so difficult to crack down on them. If they are not in hiding, I don't believe they are in hiding. They won't be striking so intermittently if they were in hiding. They won't be striking repeatedly like that. If to say they were indeed afraid of something. These are brazen attacks to tell you that they are not afraid of anything, they are not scared of anything. But despite the presence of security agencies. Well, some people have postulated a theory regarding Kwara and Kogi that again it's about mineral resources in those places. Distract the security agencies, put the communities in disarray. Then the illegal miners, some of whom are foreigners sponsoring these elements, would have access to what they want. And then, of course, this may also involve the conspiracy, may also involve top-level government officials, and this could be the reason why Kwara and Kogi don't seem to be getting anywhere in the war against banditry. The next thing you hear, like we heard in Borno, is that they are reintegrating some people and placing them back into the communities. And yet, even this so-called non-kinetic approach, like I always say, has never worked. It hasn't stopped the killings. It hasn't stopped the maimings. It hasn't stopped the serial rapes. It hasn't stopped anything, Bimbo. So I'm just wondering, aloud here, why these attacks keep occurring. And now they have spread their dragnets to Oyo State, their tentacles to Oyo State and then southwest Nigeria.
Yes. And well, the defense minister is talking here a kind of, a reason why these terror operations are being fueled. He said local informants are fueling terror operations. That is according to General Christopher Musa, the defense minister. And he said the fight against terrorism, banditry and insurgency in the country remains difficult because of the active support criminal groups receive from their sponsors and some members of the public.
Yes, if you cooperate with the local communities, especially the local community leadership, you'll be able to route and weed out those so-called informants that you are talking about. For me, although for me that's not even an excuse, but if you cooperate with them and you can bridge the trust gap. The communities themselves also do not trust the soldiers. They don't trust the security agencies. You know, that last attack. It was in Kwara State. I've forgotten the name of something community in Kwara State. That devastating attack. The local vigilante, they said when the DSS came, they said even prior to the attack, they said the DSS just came, and then they started disarming them, the local communities. The attack had not even occurred.
And they disarmed them.
They disarmed them. They made sure that they had no capacity to fight back in the event of any attack. And it was then that the terrorists struck. That time in Kwara, that village in Kwara State. So the local communities that you are saying are collaborators, they do not even trust you, the army, the security agencies, because they believe you are also collaborators with their tormentors. Each time, even in northern Nigeria, talk about the middle belt too. The communities always complain, like I always say, that the army, when they come, that they always turn out to be a nuisance. They start arresting the local youths, whereas they know where the terrorists are, right there in the bush. They do nothing about it. So until that trust gap is breached, until the communities are able to trust you, the security agencies, that's how we continue to have accusations, allegations, and counter-allegations regarding the level of complicity on both sides and culpability on both sides. But Ogun Police begin enforcement against covered unregistered number plates, and Makinde to inaugurate Oyo Climate Council. And Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde is set to inaugurate the Oyo State Climate Council next week as part of efforts to strengthen climate governance, deepen environmental sustainability initiatives, and advance the state's response to climate change. And this was disclosed by the Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Dr. Ademola Temitayo Adelito. He described the inauguration as a major milestone in the implementation of the state's environmental sustainability agenda.
Well,
okay, on politics now, on NDC crisis, Dixon Obi resolved differences in 3-hour closed-door meeting.
Clear. Okay, you expect that it will be much more longer than that?
It's too long.
Too long.
If it's just about resolving differences. So, I believe if you want to take me already, how they are going to divide Nigeria. All right, let's have this quick commercial break. We'll be back.
TS quality ẹ̀yìn tí wà ní BCOS ṣe ti bọ̀ pé BCOS ti wà lórí Naija TV ṣe ti rí pé no be pépé na reality confam ní ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa mú wa kárí ayé o BCOS to the world BCOS yà kéré. ẹ̀yìn tí wà lólùyọ̀lé FM ṣe ti gbọ́ pé a ti wà lórí radio box ẹ lọ síbẹ̀ kẹ́ máa dọ́ wa kedere ó kilẹ̀ létí ó múlẹ̀ létí Oluyole FM 88.5 Oluyole orí radio box app. ẹ̀yin tí wà ní BCOS ṣe ti gbọ́ pé BCOS ti wà lórí Naija TV ṣe ti rí pé no be pépé na reality confam ní ẹ ṣàmàwò àkárí ayé BCOS to the world BCOS yà kéré. BCOS ti wà lórí Naija TV app lórí àtẹ ìkànnì ayélujára Naija TV ẹ̀ka tó ń pawó wọlé commercial department ti BCOS ilé akéde ló ní ká sọ fún gbogbo wa pé láti túbọ̀ máa jẹ̀gbádùn àwọn ètò ọlọ́kanjọ̀kan wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ ìwọ sá ti lọ sórí Google Play Store tàbí lórí Apple Store kó download Naija TV app NAIJA kó o wá fi space kan sílẹ̀ kó o tẹ TV ló bá tán. bákan náà lórí ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM ẹ lè máa gbọ́ wa ketekete lórí radio box app kò le rárá láti lò lórí Play Store rẹ tàbí lórí Apple Store ìwọ sá ti tẹ radio box kó o sì download radio box app sórí fóònù rẹ ló bá tán kó o bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ̀gbádùn àwọn ètò wa ọlọ́kan òjọ̀kan lórí Olúyọ̀lé 98.5 FM kó o sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ̀gbádùn ayé díjítà nípa wíwo BCOS ilé akéde lórí Naija TV níbikíbi tó o bá wà lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára kárí ayé.
Right, we're back and there's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Right, NDLA arrests 73 suspects, recovers illicit drugs in major Kano crackdown. That's coming from the more exploits from the NDLA now. And also have LAUTECH VC charges new graduate animal scientist on professionalism as NIAS inducts 405.
Well, this one is coming from Osun State, talking about the national and state lawmakers elected on the platform of the Accord Party in Osun State. They have called for the redeployment of the State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Gutan, accusing him of bias, partisanship, and failure to maintain law and order in the state. And the lawmakers, comprising 7 members of the National Assembly and 25 members of the Osun State House of Assembly, made the demand while addressing journalists in Osogbo on Friday, and they alleged that the police commissioner had not demonstrated neutrality in handling security matters in the state, claiming he was unable to effectively provide security and maintain law and order. So they have made their grievances known to I think the higher authorities, the police high command, that the CP should be redeployed. Well, if they are, well, we don't know what is really on ground, what is happening, but they have talked. Now it is the duty of the Commissioner of Police in Osun State to, the AIG in charge of the area to see what is on ground and what will be the next step.
Right, troops arrest fake army general in Kaduna. He's not even impersonated in the lesser ranks. He did not impersonate a captain, he did not impersonate a lieutenant. He has to impersonate a general. Troops of the 312 Artillery Regiment under the 1 Division Nigerian Army and Sector 1 of Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansanyama have arrested a suspected military impostor in Kaduna State. The arrest was made during an operation aimed at preserving the integrity of the armed forces and protecting the public from fraudulent activities. Now, this was contained in an official report made available to journalists at the Army Headquarters, Abuja, on Friday. According to the report, the suspect, a civilian, was arrested at about 9:50 a.m. on Thursday by troops deployed at Strike Force Base Sabo, while allegedly impersonating retired Major General A.T. Ibrahim. The Army said preliminary investigations were ongoing and that the suspects will be handed over to the appropriate authorities for further investigation and prosecution under conclusion of the process. Maybe I can imagine the battering he would have received from the soldiers. So those who had mistaken him saluted him and giving him full compliments. I say, he won. I think there is to be due to the death of the OC Balogun of Ibadan and Oba Isioye Dada, said to have died recently, and this has created room for promotion within the Ibadan Council, the Ibadan Council chieftaincy structure. The OC Balogun of Ibadan and Oba Olubumi Isioye Dada is dead. Palace also preferred anonymity, confirmed the news of his death to correspondents in a telephone chat. He said that Oba Isioye Dada died following a brief illness in his home in Ibadan, and until his death he was OC Balogun of Ibadan. Well, his passing has created rooms for the promotion of chiefs and Obas on the Balogun line, including the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Oba Senator Sharafuddin Ali, based on the approval of the Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Rashidi Ladoja. Oba Akim Mobalaji Adewonyi will move from Ekeri Balogun to Ashikpa Balogun, while Senator Sharafuddin Ali will be promoted from Ekanu Balogun to Ekeri Balogun of Ibadan. So the senator is getting nearer and nearer to this room. There's still this controversy over his promotion to the Obaship, to the Obaship status, and whether it should still be in the governorship race. But then the argument is that there is nothing in the law that says that he shouldn't still be in the race, even though he was conspicuously absent at the ceremony to install him as Oba. Okay.
Yes, I just want to talk about just quickly what a UK envoy said. Nigeria needs credible 2027 polls to retain trust. I think he said the credibility of the 2027 general elections will be crucial to sustaining public confidence in the country's democratic process. He said the integrity of the polls will also preserve the country's leadership role on the African continent. That's according to the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery.
I'm still talking about democracy and Nigeria and the state of the Nigerian nation. Dr. Akinfa Punda is the Director of Research of the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, Afenifere. And he says here, if Tinubu had agreed to the structure of Nigeria, there would not have been infiltration of Yoruba land by bandits from the north. That's from Dr. Akinfa Punda. Well, for me, well, it depends on the kind of what brand of restructuring we are talking about. The brand, is it a brand of restructuring that will then empower and enable us to defend ourselves from external forces that are invading us? We must be sure about the terms of kind of restructuring, the brand of restructuring that we are talking about. Is it that will give us control over our own security forces, such that we'll be able to deploy them as appropriate and accordingly against these invaders from northern Nigeria, as Dr. Akinfa Punda has put it. Quickly, the book of matrimonial oddities, and I saw something that looked very funny to me. Okay, no, but listen to this. I had sex with my wife only 6 times. Her pregnancy can't be mine.
What is the space of the space of times? How many times? How close?
Just once. I cut it too. The wife also says that we used to have sex even after I had moved out of his house, and that's coming from the wife. The man's name is Samuel Salisu, and his nine paternity of his strange wife, Miriam Ibrahim's 3-month-old pregnancy. I now remember, Bimbo, there was this lecturer of ours when I was way back when I was in the university, but he's dead now, God rest his soul. And he was accused, well, in Ogun State University there, and now Olabisi Onabanjo. I know Ijebu, well, a quiet community. I don't want to say rural, but then not so developed community at that time. So we were there, and the lecturer got involved with one of the local girls. Well, the girl got pregnant at the point. So, well, the parents came calling to challenge the lecturer with the girl, and the lecturer said, just what this man said, that he said he had sex with her only once, that he can't be responsible. So eventually they found out the man was lying. So they just started citing instances that, okay, so date you slept with me and I was sounding mundu. When each time the girl brings up a particular instance, the man will say, afinye in the local Ijebu dialect, afinye. So to cut the long story short, Bimbo, the man eventually accepted, anyway, that is for the pregnancy. So we're having this festival, we call it collage. It's a kind of festival of arts, of creative arts, in my department of English studies, English literature. So there was this student, one of our colleagues, who was a singer, and he was asked to sing at the event. You know the song he rendered? He said, referring to the situation between the lecturer and that local girl, the local community girl, he now said, Timofindu, Yeni kò séwu, àfihàn o. So at some time, everybody started chorusing. So he would sing about a particular instance when the lecturer and the girl, when they had sex. So when it gets to the point of afinye, the audience will chorus afinye So of course the lecturer knew that it was the butt of it was right there. The focus. Later he summoned the guy and said, because they were close. And let me just don't let me waste time. This one, my wife told me 2 of our children are not mine. That's coming from the husband. And the wife said he threatened me with a knife, had sex with me by force. Oh. And there's another strange one here. My wife stopped cooking my food. I can understand that. The part I cannot understand, the wife said she beats me during arguments. And the man. The one that gets beaten up by his wife. So we should not be looking at domestic violence as just one-sided.
One-sided, yes. Women too, they beat their husbands. Sometimes black and blue.
Black and blue. And this one says, my husband drinks himself to stupor, deserts home every month after receiving his salary. And that's coming from the wife. And then we'll settle out of court, says husband.
Well, to the phones now. You still have anything from, is it Zambia or what?
Okay, this one is coming from Zambia. My husband should be out of our matrimonial home. Woman tells court. You know the reason given by the husband? She refused to shave my private part. Husband. That's why he sent his wife out of the house.
Rather absurd. Is it not you that is supposed to shave your own private part yourself?
They are supposed to shave each other's private part. If the love is there, the wife will shave his and he will shave the wife's private. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Well, different what now? For different folks.
And maybe when you don't do some certain things that you are supposed to do, maybe you don't give the wife money when she asks for it, you now want to have the pleasure of her shaving your. You are not even afraid if she cuts your sausage.
That is it. That is what I'm saying. That's where I'm going.
If she cuts your sausage or your meatballs.
Your meatballs, yes.
Right, let's open the phone lines. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ojo Michael,
good to have you, Mr. Ojo Michael.
Hello?
I hope you are hearing me.
Yes, we are with you.
I want to say happy weekend. I want to say happy weekend to you.
Thank you very much.
And at the same time, you know me, Konetogun said yesterday that we are playing politics. I mean, we are playing life with politics, and it's supposed to be. So why are we playing? Why are we playing politics with human life and property? That should come to an end. God bless you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, 07055551985 or 08055009850. Conversation is the program. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Well, don't seem to.
Please do well to call us back.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm from Ife.
Can you move away from your radio set, please?
Okay, I forgive it. What I want to talk about is about the terrorists being rehabilitated. I think one time or the other, they said the terrorists, they are foreigners. So why are they rehabilitating them? Those that are displaced, they are in the IDP, they do not think about them. They are now rehabilitating the terrorists that have killed, that have maimed, that have raped the people. It's unfair. You need to tell our government the truth. It's unfair. So at one time, they said that those they are foreigners. So when they know they are foreigners, why are they rehabilitating them into the system again? That is just that is my submission. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo also did say that the young people in the IDP camp that you refuse to take care of are another very lethal army of bandits and terrorists in the waiting, because eventually that is what will become of them.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you, sir.
Mr. Bimbo and Mr. Tola.
You're
God
welcome.
will continue to be with you.
Amen.
We not go away in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
I heard some listener dailies yesterday. In fact, I was laughing. And as I know that the insurgent, the bandits, they also have allowed President Tinubu to respond yesterday. He was just talking tough, without any substance in what he was saying. He said so many things that are unbelievable. Even my granddaughter will not even believe such. He was just bragging. Personally. God will bless us. Nigeria, yeah, we agree. We don't have acting a president that can act, but we have a president that can talk. And if we are talking tough, you should be able to have some things behind this talking. So he was just talking. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Well, I agree with you that more still needs to be done, and that we have not seen the very best of action in the war against banditry and terrorism. But then you must admit that there has been some improvements. At least we still hear stories of how the NAF has been smoking the terrorists out of their hideouts, and the army has been making significant progress neutralizing bandit leaders. But I do agree with you that we are yet to see the best in action against the bandits and terrorists.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
God bless you, Rico.
Amen.
My name is Ogolua.
Good to have you, man.
From Lago. Very sad to hear the news today that it's the 27th day that our people were in the bush. Our grandchildren. God, where is your face? Ọlọ́run níbo lójú rẹ wà? God, do not forsake the prayer of we alábíyamọ. Ọlọ́run jọ̀ọ́ má dàdúrà wa alábíyamọ sí wa láyà. Bíbélì ní ó ní ọmọ ọmọ ni adé orí arúgbó. Olúwa gbà wá. Báwa gba àwọn ọmọ ìjáde. God, do not forsake all the teachers. Those people that are imparting knowledge into the life of the nation. Ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Gbà wá ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. My name is Ogoluwa from Lagun. Good morning.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ogoluwa from Lagun.
Well, quite a number of Nigerians have expressed fear that God forbid that in Oyo State we have a situation like Chibok, like Dapchi, like Kankara, and many others, and that we have had. And then, like, I think we mentioned Leah Sharibu yesterday.
Yes.
Nigeria has forgotten all about her.
Yes.
Nigeria has moved on, and nobody is asking again.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tato.
Good morning.
My name is Abraham Papumi. I speak from the Effect.
Good to have you, sir.
It's not always easy to get through to your radio nowadays. Now, as regards to the statement from the Oyo State government that the security agencies are preparing to secure the release of these captives, it's unfortunate. Don't you think that they are endangering the lives of those people? By those people listening to that kind of a news, what would they do to these people that are in captivity? It's unfortunate. People are saying release some of our men. Why can't you do that straight away for heaven's sake? I can't understand though. That is that. And number two, by taking those people that they said they have already radicalized back to the society, I'm not surprised they are doing it because this government doesn't have any security agenda. It is now quite understandable that why people have been talking against Muslim ticket. It's unfortunate the attitude and the complicity of our leaders regarding our security in our country. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
As regards granting the request of the demands of the terrorists who are holding the already abductees hostage, I don't think the Oyo State government has the full powers to do that, even if they wanted to. I think this prisoners are actually, the detainees that the terrorists are talking about are actually federal government detainees. It must be in collaboration with the federal government. There must be an agreement. So I don't know how far they have gone on that, or even if there's any decision yet as to capitulate to the demands of these terrorists. But if that is what will bring these people out alive, if it is the only way, the criminals can always be caught again. They cannot run very far if we are serious in this country.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
I'm Jide. I'm calling from Canada.
Good to have you, sir.
If you listen to the president's speech yesterday, you will hear that it's like him trying to appeal to the terrorists, like begging that he better surrender now because he will come with you. Leaders don't talk like that. Then what have you seen in Netanyahu and Khamenei in Iran or Donald Trump talk with enemy and is talking that is better surrender so that the candidates say if you don't want us? No, they talk tough. Look, by tomorrow we will be outing you. That is what they will say. Not that you be appealing to terrorists. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
What the president said yesterday was that the window of repentancy and reintegration will not remain open forever.
Well, Tola, you remember the actor, that Oluyole, yes, that was prominent, was the acted Oba in the popular film Lakpite, yes. He's dead. Yes, I just got the information here. He died at, I think, 80 or so.
80.
Yes, and what brought him to limelight, one of his films, yes, Shabolide,
A Mirror on Nigeria.
A Mirror. Then he acted in some of the Super Story series. Well, his soul rest in peace.
Right, we have to go. Check your time, it's 7:30. It's been an interesting time on conversation, and we'll be back same time Monday morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your weekend, and of course, Sports Tidbits is next.
Oluyole,
ṣe ń mi gbòòrò.
ó mi gbòòrò.
kílẹ̀ wo.
ó mi gbòòrò.
àmì òjijì.
rédíò tí ó láfiwé Olúyọ̀lé FM. àwa ni bàbá.
ìjọba rẹ lójoojúmọ́. èmi ò lè ṣe kí mi máa gbọ́. Olúyọ̀lé FM ń bàbá.
orin tìlù. àṣà èdè.
àṣà tèdè.
ìmọ̀ràn ẹ̀fẹ̀.
ẹ̀fẹ̀ ìmọ̀ràn.
ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́.
olókìtì bí ọkọ.
ọmọ bá kò sí ní gbò.
Olúyọ̀lé FM 90.5 ìdùnnú rẹ ni lójoojúmọ́.
àmì òjijì.
rédíò tí ó láfiwé Olúyọ̀lé FM. àwa ni bàbá.